Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Grammar Club. As you all know, today's topic is present perfect tense. Now, before we go ahead with present perfect tense, let me do a quick recap for you about the definition of a tense. A tense is an expression in English which tells us about the time of any action, the time when an action happened, or the time when we did something. This time is expressed through a tense. It can be simple present tense, it can be present continuous tense, it can be past tense, and so on and so forth. You have attended other sessions also of the Grammar Club where we have explained tenses in detail. So for today, let's start with the present perfect tense. And as always, please be patient like you always have been. For any questions that you have, you can put them in chat and I will be happy to answer them in between the session or for some of the topics at the end of the session. Good evening, Nagendra and Arpita. Thank you. So let's start. All right. Now, all right. So I hope you can all see the first screen. That is the title or the heading. That is present perfect tense. Now, let's define this tense. So what does the present perfect really mean? The present perfect means the present and the past together. For example, an event happened in the past. That becomes the past tense. Now, if the event is influencing or affecting the present somehow, if that event in the past is affecting our present, then we call it the present perfect. So, past is perfect, meaning something which is finished, and present means right now. It can also mean that we are talking about something that happened in the past. Let's go ahead. Okay. So present perfect indicates something happened at an indefinite past time, meaning we don't have any clear indication or we are not clear about the time of the action, but we definitely know that this thing happened in the past. Expressing past experiences, we also use the present perfect tense when we want to talk about our past experiences. Now, if something happened in the past, but you don't say when it happened, then we use the present perfect tense. Why we don't know when it happened is because maybe we don't remember or maybe we do not want to tell the exact time of the action. Opposite to this, in the past tense, we need to tell the time of the action. We cannot, okay, somebody says seeing only one screen. All right. So let me share it again. Okay. Arpita, now can you see the screen? Can you see the movement of the screen? Okay, great. So we were here on the screen and like I said, it means an indefinite time period. We don't express in the present perfect tense when the action happened, but in the past tense, we tell when the action happened. Here in the present perfect, time of the action is not so important. All right, another definition. The present perfect tense is used to describe actions that began in the past, means an action that started in the past and it continues into the present or has just been completed, meaning something started in the past, it is not yet over, it is continuing till now. For example, I have played. Now, if you say I have played cricket, I have played a lot of cricket. Does that mean that you stopped playing cricket now? No, it doesn't mean that, but it means we're talking about all the times when you have played cricket. On the other side, we have other examples with the same word, like he has played cricket or she has played cricket. Okay, here's a flowchart or a timeline to exactly make you understand how the present perfect tense works. So here we have the present. If you see the blue arrow, an activity started in the past. We don't know the time of the activity, but it is continuing till the present or the current moment. Okay, again, a timeline showing an event that happened in the past without showing the time. All right, okay. Now, when do we use the present perfect tense? We use the present perfect tense for actions in the past, but we don't exactly say when. We do not talk about the time. For example, there is a famous movie called Transformers. Now, somebody says, I have seen Transformers movie. I have seen the Transformers movie. But does that confirm the time? No, this statement does not confirm the time. However, if this person wants to talk about the time of when he saw the movie, he or she can say, I saw Transformers movie yesterday. Now, in this statement, this is the past tense, and we are talking about the time of the action, that is yesterday. However, here in this example, I have seen Transformers. It only talks about the action that is complete without telling the time of the action. All right. So, another example, I have traveled around the world. Now here you see I've. This particular contraction is a short form for I plus have. I've traveled all around the world. We don't say exactly when the action happened. Since the day I was born till now, meaning from the time I was born till now, this person has traveled all around the world throughout his life, but he didn't tell us when exactly he traveled and to which place he traveled. She has bought a new house. We don't know when she did this, but she now has a new house. We only know the status of the action. The action is complete. She has bought a new house, but we don't know when she did this. Okay, let's compare the previous examples with these ones. I have traveled all around the world. This is present perfect tense versus I traveled to Rome last summer. What's the difference? She has bought a new house. She bought a new house in June. In both examples, you know the time when the action happened and it was in the past simple. But in the first examples, I have traveled and she has bought, you don't know the time of these actions. Okay. Now, in the previous sentences that we saw, I have traveled and she has bought. Now, traveled is an action word or a verb. Bought is also an action word, to buy something. These action words or verbs are the things that are primary in any sentence. There are two categories of verbs, regular and irregular. Let's look at a quick chart. Now, what we do is when we need to change the word only by adding a D or an ED or an IED, this kind of action word falls under the regular category. Some examples are accept. The past of accept is accepted. For example, I accepted a new job offer yesterday. Here we are using it as the past tense. But if you want to use it as the present perfect, you can say, I have accepted a new job offer. I have accepted. Now, accepted doesn't change in the present perfect tense. It remains the same. There are so many other words: achieved, admired, advised, agreed, announced, behaved, begged, baked, etc. If you look on the right hand side of this chart, you have words where the past tense is totally different and the past participle, basically the third form of the verb that we use in the present perfect is also completely different. An example is be, to be something. The past of be, the three present tenses of be are is, am, are. Is, am, and are changes to was and were in the past, and it becomes been in the third form. Blow, blew, blown. Break, broke, broken. I break glasses. I broke a new glass yesterday. I have broken many glasses. So here is a quick comparison on the three kinds of verbs that we can use. Bring, brought, brought. Burst, burst, burst. Now here we have a word which doesn't change. Here also this word is considered as an irregular word. Some other words which don't change are put, put and put, cut, cut and cut, shut, shut and shut. Wherever you use it, the word doesn't change. Some other irregular words are catch, caught and caught. Okay, so again, another chart of regular and irregular. Now there are some words which change back to the present in the third form. For example, if you look on the screen, there is a word called come. The past of come is came. However, in the third form, it changes back to come. Eat, ate, eaten, fly, flew, flown, keep, kept, kept. Now here, it's an irregular word because from the present to the past, it's changing from keep to kept. But from the past tense to the third form, it doesn't change. It remains the same. Win, won, and won. Choose, chose, and chosen. Build, built, built. Doesn't change. Do, did, done. Draw, drew, drawn. So there are many, many examples. On the left hand side are the regular ones. Now here you can see words where we add an IED. Try, tried, tried. So you can add a D, you can add an ED, or you can add IED at the end of the verb to make it in the past tense or the third form. Great. Let's go ahead. Some more examples of irregular verbs and regular verbs, which we've already looked at before. All right. Now, basic words that we use every day. Regular words, wash, washed, washed. Second form, third form. This is the present tense. Open, opened, opened. Fry, fried, fried. We cancel the Y and we add an IED. Travel, traveled, traveled. We add an L. We add a letter here. Ban, band, band. Okay. Irregular words. Begin. Begin means to start. Begin, began, begun. Third form. Hear, heard, heard. Buy, bought, bought. Come, came, come. Okay. Now here, if you look at the chart carefully, if you look at this chart, the past tense, an action started here. It continued till a point in the past tense and it finished at some point in the past. But when are we talking about it? We are talking about it right now. That's why it's called the present perfect tense. Present means we are talking about it now. Perfect means the action happened in the past and the action is complete. Okay. Now, a main or a very important aspect of present perfect tense is the have or the has action word. It's a verb, but it is used in all sentences in the present perfect tense. All right, so let's look at have plus has. Great. Now the present perfect tense is formed by two things. First, the have and the has verb. Second, the past tense of the action word. For irregular verbs, use the participle form. For the regular words, use just ed, ied, or d. For example, she has worked in that office for 6 years. She has worked in that office for 6 years. Now, we know the duration of her working. 6 years, she has finished 6 years in that office. But when did she start working? We don't know. If you look at the purple colors in this sentence, she has worked, because we are using the word has for a third person, she. Okay, let's look at more examples. For I and you need to put have. For he and she or it, you need to put has. For plurals like you all, we need to again put have. This will be more clear as we do the sentences. All right. Now in English, we form the present perfect tense by combining have or has with the past tense or the past participle. That is the third form of the verb. So you combine the have or has with the third form, and what you get is the present perfect. All right. Now he has seen something. He is a third person or third form singular. So we say he has seen something. Have you tried? Have you tried? Now this is a question, but with you need not put has, you need to put have. You cannot say has you tried, it should be have you tried. They have not eaten. It's a negative sentence. With a they is a plural. With a we or a they, you need to say have. The only difference being here, in this sentence, we add not. They have not eaten or they haven't eaten. Okay. More clarity on that through this table. If you look at the left side, you have the subjects I, you, we, and they. And then we have the singular third persons, she, he, and it. I have decided. I have decided. You need to put the word have here to make it into a present perfect tense sentence. You have finished school. We have lost the keys. She has gone to the market. She has gone to the market. He has chosen. Chosen means to select or choose something. He has chosen a good language. He has chosen a good university. So with the he or the she or the it, you always put has. Okay. More examples. I have rented an apartment. We have rented an apartment. You have rented an apartment. She has rented. She has rented. He has rented. It has rented. They have rented. For groups, you need to put have. Like we, they. Both of these are groups, more than one person. So we need to use have. We have rented. They have rented. I have decided. She has decided. We have decided. Okay. Now here, there are three kinds of sentences. Firstly, affirmative or regular positive sentences. For example, in the simple present, we say, you study physics. It's a subject and you study it regularly. In the present perfect, we say, you have studied physics, meaning from birth till now, you have done something. What have you done? You have studied physics. All right. Now, have or has becomes the helping verb for the present perfect tense. And studied becomes the past participle for the action word study. He finds the answers. And the present perfect is he has found the answers. Okay. Some more examples of how the present tense changes to the present perfect. Take becomes taken. Have taken, has taken. Drink, drank, drunk. I have drunk, she has drunk. Throw, threw, thrown. We have thrown the garbage. Go becomes went in the past tense. But in the present perfect, it becomes gone. So we say, my brother has gone outside. Make, made, made. Make is the present simple tense. I made food today. I made a cake today. And have and has comes along with the present perfect. She has made a lot of mistakes. Get, got, got. Get is the simple present. Got is the past. And has got, meaning got doesn't change. You just add the word have or has. She has got a gift from her family. All right. Present perfect tense, same structure. We have sung. Sung is the third form of the word sing. The past tense is sang, and then we say sung. Main verb, the auxiliary verb or the helping verb is have or has, and the main verb is sing. All right. Choose. I have chosen. They have chosen. He has chosen. Okay. Now we form the present perfect with this structure. Look at this example, this simple example that will help you to understand. I have eaten an apple. We have eaten an apple. You have eaten an apple. They have eaten an apple. In all of these, you have the groups, that is we and they, and you have I and you. In all the four subjects, in all the four cases, we are using have as an auxiliary or a helping verb, and we are using the third form of the word eat, which is eaten. I have eaten an apple. Action complete, but we did not talk about the time of the action. In the second table, you can see this third person singular. He has eaten an apple. She has eaten an apple. John has eaten an apple. Third person singular, we always use has. Okay. I have read it. She has read it. They have read it. Now, if you notice, she has becomes she's. She's read it. We combine she and has and we make it into a short form or a contraction. They plus have, they've read it. I plus have, I've read it. Okay. Contractions. We have eaten dinner becomes we've eaten dinner. He has lived in China. He's lived in China. Similarly, you have other contractions like I plus have becomes I've. You plus have becomes you've. They plus have becomes they've. She's, it's. Okay. Where, in what situations can we use the present perfect tense? Let's have a look. So we have many scenarios, many situations where we can use the present perfect tense. But looking at the table, please don't worry, please don't get confused. This is just a list of things, of situations where you can use the present perfect tense. But the basic rule is, if you want to talk about a past experience or a past action without sharing the time of the action, you can use the present perfect tense. Here they have divided it into situations like finished actions. Whenever we finished an action and we want to talk about it, we use the present perfect tense. For unfinished actions, till now, continuing till now, meaning we haven't finished the action. It started in the past and it is continuing till now. In these two cases, we use the present perfect tense. Under finished actions, there are two categories, life experiences and introducing new information. So let's look at life experiences first. Finished actions. Before we talk about life experiences, what are finished actions? Whatever you have done in your life till now. I have traveled to another country, a completed action. I have read many books, completed action. I have made lots of food or lots of meals. Now, when we look at the first sentence, I have traveled to another country. Galaxy A7, please do not scratch on the screen. Can you please remove this mark? Galaxy A7, a person with the phone Galaxy A7, can you please remove this mark? Okay. I have traveled to another country. This means that you have done this action sometime in the past, but you don't know when, or you don't remember, or maybe you remember, but you do not want to share that information. I have read many books. From this sentence, we cannot figure out that when you read the books, at what time you read the books. All right. Now, under life experiences, we have we have three categories: a single experience in your life, many experiences in your life, and a recent experience in your life. Now, a single experience in your life can be: we have eaten at a restaurant. Only one time we have eaten at a restaurant. My brother has never seen this movie, not even one time. Have you ever been to China? Somebody's asking you, minimum one time, have you visited China? We often use the present perfect with superlative adjectives. For example, that is the worst film I have ever seen. This is the best holiday we have had. This is the first time I have come to Minsk, or I have visited a market. Now, we often use before to say whether it's the first time we did something or whether we have done it before. We have been here before, or we have visited this place before. It means this is not our first time. We came for my birthday. I have not stayed in a five-star hotel before. Never stayed in a five-star hotel. All these are single experiences. Now, we usually put the word before at the end of the sentence. We usually put the word before at the end of the sentence. For example, if you ask a question, have you visited Goa before? That means first time have you visited Goa, but the word before is at the end of the question. I have not seen a mall before. I have not seen a mall before. That means you have never come to a mall. Now the word before is at the end of the sentence. And if you talk about a regular positive sentence, I have been to China before, or I have visited China before, meaning before today, I have visited China one time minimum. All these words are indicating that something happened as a single life experience. Now, it is the first time something happened. For example, I have won a lottery, first time. Now, when you move on from single experiences, the next kind of experiences are many experiences or multiple experiences. It can be the same experience again and again, or it can be different experiences. Okay, can we use, Mantasha, I will answer your question. Can we use before in negative sentence? Yes, you can. I have not visited a market before. It's a negative sentence and you're using the word before. Okay. I have eaten at that restaurant 2 times. Now here it talks about how many times you have done something. I have eaten at that restaurant 2 times or twice. I have seen that movie so many times. How many times have you visited China? Question. This is the second, third, or fifth time I have come to Minsk. Now, these are all repeated life experiences, the same experience again and again. That means multiple experiences. Even here, we are using the present perfect tense. Have seen, have eaten, have visited, have been, have come. So, sorry, this is the second case where we use present perfect. Okay. Now, the third place where we use present perfect is a recent experience. For example, the students have been to the cinema twice this year, meaning not very long ago. The children have not gone to the skating rink this winter, meaning very recently. This is the winter season, and the children have not gone to the skating rink this winter. Okay. Now, Somebody is asking Mantasha. Okay, Mantasha, I'll be happy to answer your question at the end. Just let me finish. All right. Okay. Now here, we talked about recent experiences where we talk about, you know, things that have happened in the recent time or have not happened in the recent time, but they are all spoken or they are all talked about in the present perfect tense. Now let's look at another kind of recent experience where we use present perfect. This is a recent experience that affects the present moment, meaning I have lost my key. So if, for example, you lost your key just now and you're telling us that I have lost my key, it affects your recent moment or the current moment. Means you can't open the door now. That means what action happened in the past or in the recent past, like 2 minutes ago, is affecting your present. So I have lost my key. I can't open my door. My sister has stained her new dress. There is a stain on your sister's new dress. My sister has stained her new dress. She cannot wear it today. She cannot wear it today because she has just dirtied or stained her new dress. My dad has fixed his car. He can drive to work. My dad has just now fixed his car. He can drive to work. This recent action is affecting the future action. Okay, the last one. I have finished the work. I can relax now. That means you can relax now. I have finished the work means recently finished the work, because of which your present moment has become better. All right. To express results of actions. Now, when we talk about an input and an output, a result of an action. Julio has caught a bad cold. Julio has caught a bad cold. Now, what is the result of this action? He caught a bad cold in the past. As a result, he still has a cold. The cold is not gone. He still has a cold. Yes, Mantasha, this sentence is correct. I haven't attended the class. That's why I'm not able to do this work. Correct. You're right. Okay. The next sentence. Rosa has lost her house key. Now, this action, this thing happened recently. Rosa has lost her house key. She lost her house key some time ago, maybe 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, 2 hours ago, yesterday, we don't know. But we are saying that Rosa has lost her house key. What is the result of this action by Rosa? She doesn't have the key now. She cannot open the door. That's why it's a past action that is affecting your current situation. So this is also a way to express the result of an action. Okay. I'm sorry. We use the present perfect tense to show the result of an action. So Ben is eating a chicken leg. This is present continuous. But what is the expression of this sentence in the present perfect? Ben has eaten a chicken leg. In the next picture, you see that there is nothing on Ben's plate because he has eaten the chicken leg. Before this, it says Ben is still eating. He is eating. The action is happening. But when the action is over, we talk about it in the present perfect tense that Ben has eaten a chicken leg. All right. She has picked a lot of apples. Result of the action. She went to the garden to pick apples. She has finished the action. She has picked a lot of apples. I finished my homework at 10 o'clock last night. This is the past tense. A time is mentioned here. I finished my homework at 10 p.m. last night. But how do you change it into the present perfect? I have finished my homework, so I can go out now. I have finished my homework, so I can go out now. All right. Now you also use the present perfect to express a result of the past action. We already discussed this, but let's look at some more examples. He hasn't done his homework. So what is the result of the past action? He hasn't done his homework, meaning he did not start doing his homework earlier. What is the result? His homework is not complete because he has not done his homework. Okay. I lost my keys yesterday morning or yesterday, but I found them this morning. I have lost my keys. Now here we are not talking about yesterday or morning or anything. In the second sentence, there is no time mentioned. You simply say, I have lost my keys, so I have to use the spare keys. Okay. Now some more examples. The plane has just landed. I have already done it. You don't need to lock the car. I have already done it. We usually put the word yet at the end of a question. So that is Mantasha's question answered. Mantasha asked me, what is the difference between yet and before? We put the word yet at the end of a question or a negative statement. Now, if you notice the heading of the screen, it says that we express recent experiences with signal words like just, already, yet, still, and so far. So what are these words? Let's look at yet first. We use the word yet for a negative or a question. Our pizzas haven't come yet, meaning not till now, not till now. If you notice, this is a negative sentence. Our pizzas have not come till now or haven't come yet. We ordered them half an hour ago. In a question format, how can you use the word yet? Has your car been repaired yet? Or have you repaired your car yet? Yet means till this current moment. Have you done something? We put still before hasn't or haven't. Now the yet part is over. Let's go to the word still. We still haven't done or we still haven't received our exam results. Meaning till now. Still means till now. We still haven't received or we still haven't got our exam results. The children still haven't finished their homework. Now, you may be wondering that both these sentences are negative sentences. And in the first part of this slide, I told you that we can use the word yet also for a negative sentence. So how do we change these sentences to negative? We can say, we still haven't received our exam results is one way of doing it. The other way is, we have not received our exam results yet. We have not received our exam results yet. The children still haven't finished the homework. The children haven't finished the homework yet. If you use the word yet, it goes at the end of the sentence. Okay, all right. Yes, Ruchi, you're right. It's not necessary that the word still has to come before the word haven't. But it's better if you put the word still before haven't or hasn't. It sounds better and it is easy to make the sentence. Okay, all right. Now we also use still in positive sentences, not only in negative sentences. So let's see how we can use still in positive sentences. Carlos is 30 years old, but he still lives with his parents. He still lives, meaning he still lives with his parents in the same house. Here, we are using the word still in a positive sentence, and we are using it before the action word lives. We are using it before the action word lives. The bridge is closed. They are still repairing it. The bridge is closed. They are still repairing it. This shows that the repairing is not complete, even till now. Okay, let's go further. With so far, now another word that you see is so far. With so far, it means up till now. We have had 4 holidays so far this year, and it's only September. Or we can say, I have revised 4 chapters so far. So far means till now. I have seen 20 places in Delhi so far. So whatever you have completed till now, or whatever action you have done till now, you can use so far. Another good example is if you're in an examination and you're writing an examination and someone asks you, how many questions have you done so far? I have done 6 questions out of 10 so far till now. I hope that's clear. Now we use the words since, recently, and for. These are some more time expressions. We use the word since, recently, and for to express the unfinished past. Meaning, you are talking about something which happened in the past. It started in the past. It continues till now. For example, they have been friends for 20 years. They have been friends for 20 years. The word for shows a duration, period of time. Let's go to the next one. To express a past action or a period of time when the action isn't finished, you use all these words. Another example with the next word, already. You have already had 6 cakes. In another way, you can say, you have already eaten 6 cakes. That means the 6th cake you have eaten. Already is finished actions. All the actions which are finished. Okay. Now, whenever you're introducing new information also, you can use the present perfect tense. I have decided to get a new car. You're announcing this to somebody. Julian has passed his driving test. Announcement. Okay. Please follow the slides. I will answer the questions at the end. Please follow the slides. Ruchi? Okay. Julian has passed his driving test. This is an announcement or a new information. He's announcing it by using the present perfect tense. Julian has passed his driving test. He took it on Wednesday. Now, if somebody wants more information about the new thing that you told them, you can add more information using the past tense. For example, Julian has passed his driving test. This is present perfect. He took the test on Wednesday. Simple past, on Wednesday. So you're adding more information. The art exhibition has opened in Paris. Now here, it's a present perfect sentence. We don't know when it opened. We just know that it has opened in Paris. It was opened by the Minister of Culture. We are now talking in the past tense. Who opened it? It was opened by the Minister of Culture. Okay. Again, some more examples of new information. Wow, I have got a 5 or an A+ in my exam. The police have just arrested, or the police have arrested 2 men. Some information. Now, the present perfect tense has many uses. Generally speaking, the present perfect is used to connect the past and the present. It's a connection between the past and the present. We often use this grammar for an action that started in the past but is also happening today, or you just finished it. All right. Or when you do not want to share the time. Another flow chart that represents the activity that started in the past and continues to the present. All right. Now, typically these actions which are still going on, let's look at some examples. I have been to the circus twice this week, meaning you went to the circus one time, then you went to the circus another time. And this activity is not yet over. You will go to the circus more times. So I have been to the circus twice this week. Now, we also use this in, like I said, activities which are continuing till now. I have grown flowers for 2 years. The action started in 2003 and now it's 2005. And in these 2 years, This boy is saying, I have grown flowers for 2 years. But does that mean that he stopped growing flowers now, or will he not grow flowers in the future? Of course not. He will continue this action even in the future. Okay. Unfinished actions. One more example. I have been a teacher for 3 years. I am still a teacher. I have been a teacher for 3 years, meaning my job as a teacher started 3 years back. It continued for 3 years, and I am still doing the same work. I am still a teacher. It's an unfinished action. Okay. Just a chart showing the structure of present perfect tense. You have the positive or the affirmative sentences. You have the subject plus the helping verb have or has, plus the third form of the action word or the verb, plus the object. Example, Areej has taken tea. Areej is the subject, has is the helping verb, taken is the third form of take, tea is the object. Negative sentences, same structure. The only difference is now you add the word not. You add the word not in between the helping verb and the main verb. You add the word not in the middle of these two. Let's look at the example. Areej has not taken tea. Areej has not taken tea. In this example, the word not features between has and taken. So this is a negative present perfect sentence. Now, the third is a question. You have the helping verb. Now this question is a yes or no question. You have the helping verb have or has in the starting. Then you have the subject. Then you have the third form, and then you have the object. Basically, you change the positive sentence. You change the position of the subject and the helping verb. Areej has taken tea becomes has Areej taken tea? That's the only difference here. Okay. Now, I have tried sushi before. Positive sentence. Other positive sentences, like we've already seen. I have played football. She has done her homework. You have seen many good places. We have talked for a long time. They have walked for 10 miles. All this is present perfect, positive statements. Now, same examples. Let's look at the next slide. Irregular verbs. I have built that table with my own hands. She has bought some flowers at the market. We have run several marathons. With she, you put has. With I, you, we, and they, you put have. Now, I have grown 1 millimeter in 1 year. I have grown 1 millimeter. A boy is measuring his height. Let's come quickly to the negative sentences. Now here, the negative is the word not in between the helping verb and the third form of the verb. I have not tried sushi before. In this example, I have tried sushi before is a positive statement. I have not tried sushi before is a negative statement. Okay. Have not becomes haven't. Has not becomes hasn't. So some examples. I have not played cricket. I haven't played cricket. He has not walked for a kilometer yet. He hasn't walked for a kilometer yet. She hasn't done her homework yet. You haven't seen good places in your city. They haven't studied for the exam. Have not becomes haven't. Has not becomes hasn't. All right. Some more examples of negatives. Areej has not taken tea. We can also say Areej hasn't taken tea. You have not drunk water. You haven't drunk water. She hasn't done her job. Rimshi has not written a book, or Rimshi hasn't written a book. All right. The third is the interrogative or the question format. Have you tried sushi before? Now here you have the helping verb as the starting word, have or has, plus the subject, plus the past participle and the remaining part of the sentence. Have you tried sushi before? Sushi is a food item, a Japanese food item. Okay. But there are another set of questions where we start the question with a WH word. WH words or question words which you already know: who, what, when, where, why, and the word how. Who have you called? What have you done? Where has he gone? Why has she bought a new dress? Where have you been? How have you done your homework? Why has she gone to the market? How have you, how have we, or how have you given, how have you made a payment, cash or card? So whatever the sentence, your question word is the first word and the second word is the helping verb, the have or the has in this kind of question. All right. Let's look at some more examples. Past tense, regular question, where did he study? Present perfect tense, where has he studied? Past tense, what happened to him? Present perfect tense, what has happened to him? Okay, so these are questions with the WH words. Now we come to the yes and no questions. These questions start with have or has. Have you spoken to your mom? Has she bought a new car? Have you given money to the helper? Has it rained today? Have you seen my wallet? Has he brushed his teeth? Has your friend spoken to you? Have you taken English classes? It can be anything. The only thing that you need to be careful about is you need to match the have and the has according to the subject. All right. So some examples of questions. Has Arich taken tea? Has she washed the room? Have they asked you a question? Has Aisha washed her clothes? Have you eaten food or have I eaten food? Okay. Questions have two kinds of answers, yes and no. So if you make you have a regular statement, he has done his homework. This is a regular statement. When we change it into a question, in a yes and no question, we say, has he done his homework? There are two possible answers only. Yes, he has done his homework. Short, yes, he has. Negative answer, no, he has not done his homework, or no, he hasn't. Has he done his homework? Yes, he has. Has he done his homework? No, he hasn't. Positive, negative. Yes answer, no answer. All right. Okay, another recap of whatever we just discussed. Positive, negative, and question. And some more examples. Just a quick recap of the definition. We form the present perfect tense with a have or a has with the past participle. The regular past participle ends in ed, d, or ied. The irregular words end in different ways. Sometimes you change the entire word. So, I have finished or I've finished my homework. She has gone or she's gone to the market. They have broken it. They've broken it. I have not finished my food. I haven't finished my food. Negative. He hasn't gone home. We haven't broken the glass. Questions. Have you finished your work? Yes, I have. Positive answer. Has he gone to the market? No, he hasn't. Negative answer. Where have you been all these days? WH question. All right. So this is a quick recap of the present perfect tense in a short way. That's it for now. Thank you. And now let me quickly go through the questions. So we have a couple of questions from Mantasha And we have a question from Nadeem. So let me go back to the question from Mantasha. Mantasha, you asked me something about tip, typed. So I didn't understand this particular word that you're asking. So let me go to your next question. You asked me the difference between yet and before. Yet, like I told you, it means till now, till now. Now, before also means till now, but before means in the past. I'll give you an example. When we say yet, we use it only in a question or in a negative. Only in a question or in a negative. But with the word before, you can also use it in a positive way. For example, if I make a question, have you done your homework yet? It's a question format. If the answer is negative, only then you can use yet. I haven't finished my homework yet. You're using yet in a negative. But if you want to use the word before, you can use it in all the three places. In a question, in a positive statement, and in a negative statement. I'll give you an example, Mantasha. We use the word before. Have you visited China before? Question. Yes, I have visited China before. Positive answer. No, I haven't visited China before. Negative answer. So you're using it in all the three places. This is the difference between before and yet. I hope that's clear to you. Okay. Nadeem asks, can we use yet in affirmative sentences? No, Nadeem, I'm sorry, you can't. You can only use it in negative statements and questions. All right. Thank you so much, Mandasha. Any other questions? Please feel free to type them in the chat and ask if you have any more clarifications related to this topic. I'll be happy to help you out. Okay. So, when do we use since and for? Okay, Mantasha. Sorry, Ruchi asked me about since and for. Now, since and for are not really difficult. When we talk about since, it means starting from a time period. When we talk about for, it means the duration or the total time. I'll give you an example. Okay, Mantasha, I'll come back to you. When we say, I have lived in Delhi since 2019. I have lived in Delhi since 2019. I am specifying a year. I have lived in Delhi since 2019, March. But if I want to change this sentence and use it with for, I can say, I have lived in Delhi for 2 years. Because right now it's 2021. That's why I can highlight or talk about the duration from 2019 to 2021 by using the word for. I have lived in Delhi for 2 years. So I hope, Ruchi, that's clear. Okay, Mantasha, tip. Tip means to tip somebody. I have tipped many people in restaurants. When you give a tip or a piece or a small amount of money to somebody, it means you're tipping them. So I have tipped many people in restaurants. That is the meaning of tipped. Okay, Nadeem. So, for example, sorry, first I'll answer Muhammad's query. So far use. So far is very simple, Muhammad. It means till now. Let me give a quick example. For example, you're writing an exam and you've done 8 questions and you have 2 questions more. You can say, I have finished writing, or I have done 8 questions so far, till now. So far exactly means till now. I have done 8 questions so far. I have done 8 questions till now. So that's the meaning of so far. Okay. Nadeem says, if my father asks, have you completed your homework? Can I say, yes, I did? Nadeem, the correct answer to this is you need to say, yes, I have done, or yes, I have completed my homework. But if you want to mention the time of when you did the homework, then you can say, Yes, I have completed it. I did it last evening, or I did it yesterday. Now, the moment you bring in a time, it changes to the past. That's why if somebody is asking you a question in present perfect, you can always reply. It's better to reply in present perfect. But in case somebody asks you a question in present perfect, let's go back to your question. Have you completed your homework? You can also say, yes, I completed it yesterday. But if you are using the simple, the simple past, you have to mention a time like yesterday, this morning, 2 days back. Without that, the answer is incomplete. Okay. So Ruchi says, is it okay to use so far or till now for the same meaning? Yes, Ruchi, it's completely fine. Arjun says, can I use I have not have my dinner? I have not have. No, Arjun. You cannot use that because have is the helping verb here, but had is the action. I haven't had. Had means eaten. I haven't had or consumed my dinner till now. So that's why you need to say, I have not had my dinner yet. So there is another part of present perfect which will clarify all of these doubts, which is going to come up the next weekend on Friday. So I request you to please log in the next weekend. Yes, Arvind, it will come up in the next weekend. Have and had. We will cover these topics in the next grammar club. Thanks, Arjun. I'm happy you understood. Yash. Can we use to had together? Yes, Yash, we can use it. But I'll be happy to answer that in the next grammar club when we cover the have and the had topic. Anybody else? Any other questions? Okay, I guess not. So in this case, thank you so much everyone for attending the grammar club. And I hope I was able to clarify all your doubts. Thanks, Arpita. Thank you for attending. And thank you everybody. Good night and see you next Friday. Thanks a lot.